where he went all wrong.
Yeah, perhaps if he played it inside out, that could have worked out for him. Or even just a push in the onside, just picking the gap and just clearing the infield could have yielded more runs and saved his wicket, but not happening on that occasion.
To be honest, the Sri Lankan Lions lacked the presence of mind in the entire innings. We saw you got to adjust at the last moment because the bowler is also thinking that what you are willing to do.
That's going to be a wide. They're tossed up, trying to bowl wide outside the off stump. Pretty difficult to get those away because you've got to play away from the body and get all the power behind the shot. That's a good ball to finish at the end of 18th. The Sri Lankan Lions 135 for 8.
Sorry, Tata.
Save your seat and unwind with the Sequence One Stack Mega Cricket Cup West Indies vs India ODI Series. First ODI today, 5:45 PM onwards. Live and exclusive.
Penultimate over of the match. We're into the 19th now, and the problem really for Sri Lankan Lions has been that the top order did not fire today. Nishant Samarakodi had been brilliant with the bat in the previous 2 games, scored 2 50s in consecutive matches, and Dinesh Nakrani, who got 72 runs in the last game as well. Both of them not firing today, went out early, and this tail now of the Sri Lankan Lions batting lineup exposed.
Obviously, the tailor did bat well, but the bowling was not up to the mark. The way they have started, they picked up early wickets, got wickets in the regular interval, but still a lot of extras, a lot of bad balls being offered.
This is a good move. Bring a medium pacer in, test them with some short deliveries as well, and this wicket, there's something in it for the pace bowlers as well, and there's something in it for the spinners as well. The batsmen don't have to get all disappointed because it's playing pretty well for the batsmen as well. Some true bounce, and that one's still a little low than what, but really he was in no position to offer any shot, Karthik.
Absolutely, and if you really bend your back here, you might purchase a bit of a bounce. See, the last ball, though it was far outside off stump, the umpire has called for a wide here, but still if you bend your back, push it in, you will definitely get a bit of bounce in this wicket.
Yeah, well. So yeah, I mean that's a little harsh. Looked well. Yeah, close call from the umpire.
It went through that drum line, and still it called for a wide. Has been harsh. Another short ball, but tapped it for a single. Good batting.
Yeah, what Karthik has to do here is put bat on ball and get Utsav on strike because he's going at a healthy strike rate of 131, 3 4s and 1 6, 29 of 22 he's at. Really, he's got to be the one facing as many deliveries as possible.
It's a lot of umbrellas for the sunshine or for the rain.
Yeah, well, they're anticipating rain. The word from the meteorology department here from Kathmandu is that monsoon has been pushed a little bit. Good. Yeah, well, to accommodate the tournament, the rain gods being generous. He's not got much pace, Sharma, but what he's trying to do is trying to mix up his line and length so the batsmen, keep the batsman guessing. Not know whether to come on the front foot and if it's going to be a drivable length or whether he's got to go back on the back foot and pull it away.
Suraj, I always believe that you got to have a batsman at the slog over the end overs. And you can capitalize these kind of balls. It is not easy for a tail-ender and to play those short balls, play those uppercuts or those square drives or pull or cut. It is difficult for a tail-ender to negotiate short ball. So one batsman should remain till the 20th over.
That one climbed up on him and well negotiated in the end by Chandra. See that uppercut. It it's very difficult to play for the tail-enders, and I mean, he played that one but did not get enough timing or power behind that shot. And what they need is boundaries at the moment. Well, was looking to go down the ground, and that came down the wicket a little bit as well, trying to adjust to the bowler's length and upset him a little bit. But good work from Sharma. Saw him coming down and pulled it a little short, and nothing that the batsman could do about that delivery, really.
Absolutely, because this is the reason why I was saying that if the tail-ends are batting, it's very difficult to play the short ball. So he wants to step out, go to the pitch of the ball and play through the line, probably towards that side screen area. But he's not been able to do that because of the short balls coming at him.
Again, a couple of steps down the ground, and they're not going for the single, which is surprising. What are they doing there? We'll get back to that. It's the end of the 19th, 138 for 8 are the Sri Lankan Lions.
I literally cannot put it in any words. I'm trying to think of the right words. I'm trying to think of the right emotion to share with you. I was almost in tears for it to happen here tonight in my country with my people. This is India, man. I love pro wrestling. I love it with every ounce of my being. That overtakes anything I've ever done in my professional career. That was magic. All I gotta say, man, is an eye for an eye.
On Big Bash Wrestling, tomorrow, 5:30 p.m.
The 19 overs bowled 56 dots in that, and 11 fours, 3 sixes, and 24 extras. That really has been the highlight. Not the batting, but the extras.
You got to appreciate those 56 dot balls, but that got nullified because of that extras.
Oh, well played. Running very hard and come back for the second. Slight fumble in the deep, allowing them to do that. And the last ball of the previous over, they decided against the single because they want Chandra on strike for the last over. Pitched up, goes for it and clears the extra cover field. That's a good shot played. Chandra is really taking it on here. Out in the middle, couple of steps down and over extra cover. Beautifully played. It's not the easiest shots to offer. They had the boundary rope by some distance. He met the ball on full and well played in the end there from Chandra. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Now 146 for 8 is what the Sri Lankan Lions have managed to muster.
I'm really confused at why Hashim Amjad is not bowling. He got 2 overs to bowl. We saw the fast bowlers did well in the last couple of overs. Why is an off-spinner bowling the last over?
Especially because he went for 13 runs in the previous over as well, Nishant Yadav. He's really a batting all-rounder. Played well the last game as well. And there you go. He's got 2 overs left for himself, and Kamil Khan has 2 overs left as well. He's only gone just over 5 runs, 5.5 runs, wide outside the off stump. This time he goes for the single, trying to pick on the bowler, trying to pick on the fielder really, and manages to come back. So that's poor fielding in the deep. I bet that's low on him. Been lazy on the field really.
It was definitely slow on the field and backed up by a back throw.
And I don't know why he's placed in the deep, because if he's not your best fielder, to cut off those 2 runs. See, it was straight to him and it collected it already and they still went for it. The defensive strokes. Let's have a look at that again. I mean, yeah, well, not enough power behind that throw as well, and wayward throw. Disappointment. In fact, it was not Lohani. So, we have reached the end of the 20 overs, a dot to finish the Sri Lankan Lions innings, and they've gathered 148 runs for the loss of 8 wickets. The Nepal Storms would be a little disappointed because the way they started, it looked like Sri Lankan Lions would have to work hard to even reach to a score of 100, but they've managed to put 148 on board, which is competitive. Nepal Storms will back themselves to get that because they changed over 150 runs in the last game as well. The crowd getting in, and they're sure to watch the Nepal Storm bat. Yeah, getting into that hurdle. what would the captain be saying to them at the halfway of the match?
The only thing he could say that we got to chase it well. I'm a little disappointed the way actually they finished because if you see the first four batsmen didn't get many. Obviously the first guy to get a big score was Anam, they got 26, and after that you see Chandra getting 40, and that's how they reached this 148, especially after 67 for 5. It's a blessing that they have reached a total of 148. We all thought probably they'll only get 120 odd runs.
And the partnership there between Utsav and Suvanshu really is what got them to the score of 148. 41 runs of only 28 balls. So that's really been the highlight of the Sri Lankan Lions batting. At the top, nothing really there to talk about, and some small partnerships, but not as massive as towards the end. Hasim Abjad, I mean, he bowled only 2, and Kamil Khan had bowled only 2. Kamil Khan going at an economy of 5.5 runs per over. I'm surprised why they didn't bowl. They persisted with Dishant, who's gone for 11.5 per over, and Malvinder slightly towards the expensive side. It was Bisht with that 2 for 18 out of his spell of 4 overs that really put the brakes on the Sri Lankan Lions innings. 4.5 runs per over he went to, and so the news at the halfway stage is Sri Lankan Lions have put on 148, and Nepal Storm now need 149 runs in 20 overs at 7.45 runs per over. We'll take a short break. We'll be joined by Shamim Chaudhary on the other side. We'll take you through that innings of the Sri Lankan Lions.
Sorry, Tata.
Save your seat and unwind with the Sequence One-Stack Mega Cricket Cup West Indies vs India ODI series. First ODI today, 5:45 p.m. onwards. Live and exclusive. Co-presented by India's vote of IT and 4G, India's big network, Amazon, India के सपनों की अपनी दुकान, and new Samsung Galaxy J7 Max. Life is now. In association with Ring, the computer. FIFA Confederations Cup Russia 2017. New Zealand versus Portugal. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Live on 6 and 6 HD. Co-presented by RGO.com, Handpicked Fashion, and Vivo V5S 20 megapixel moonlight camera, perfect selfie.
That is aggressive. He just squeezed it in. Very nicely taken. Curry again. Holds it out of the box. I literally cannot put it in any words. I'm trying to think of the right words. I'm trying to think of the right emotions to share with you. I mean, I was almost in tears for it to happen here tonight in my country with my people. This is India, man. I love pro wrestling. I love it with every ounce of my being. That overtakes anything I've ever done in my professional career. That was magic. All I gotta say, man, is an eye for an eye.
On Big Bash Wrestling. Tomorrow, 5:30 p.m. FIFA Confederations Cup Russia 2017. New Zealand versus Portugal. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Live on 6 and 6 HD. Sequence One-Stack Mega Cricket Cup West Indies vs India ODI series. First ODI today, 5:45 p.m. onwards. Live and exclusive.
Welcome back to the Tribhuvan International Cricket Stadium here in Kathmandu. We're midway through this game between the Sri Lankan Lions and Nepal Storm. Nepal Storm need 149 runs in their 20 overs at 7.45 runs per over. 148 for 8 is what the Sri Lankans got. And let's have a look at the ball of the wickets. First one to go is Gautam, bowled by Amja, caught there. And here are the wickets. Samara Kodi was looking good. And he hold out. Dinesh Nakrani, who's played such a good role in the past, was caught by the shot of the Barbarate, and Nikhil Namdev was the next one to go. They're trying to play too many shots in the early stages. Current ball here caught by Amjad of the bowling of Ashish for 90. He was looking good till he lost out. Vaibhav was the next man to go. And we've had a mix of good shots and some rather ordinary looking shots which sailed up into the air for the fielders to take the wickets. So Sri Lankan Lions will be a little disappointed that they couldn't post something better than that. But I tell you frankly, earlier on in the middle part of the innings, they looked to be not even heading for the score they have mustered so far. Crowds are coming in. Let's go down and join Karishma.
Indeed, and I have with me Karan Walia. आपको क्या लगता है? You happy with the score of your team अब तक?
नहीं, स्कोर थोड़ा ज़्यादा बनना चाहिए था, पर फिर भी हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन से कम बना है. तो हाँ, बस देखते हैं अभी आगे करना है हमने इसको.
ठीक है. और बीच में तो obviously there was a little bit of a hiccup, but थोड़ा सा improvement हुआ था.
एक्चुअली आज जल्दी विकेट गिरने की वजह से थोड़ा स्ट्रगल हुआ टीम में. जो नारिक आउट हो गया तो उससे काफ़ी ज़्यादा हमारे को काफ़ी स्ट्रगल करना पड़ा. तो इसी हिसाब से स्कोर.
But how are you feeling now?
Good.
Positive.
Yeah, positive. हमारी बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छी है, तो हम डिफेंड करेंगे इसको.
आपको क्या लगता है आप ये रन्स डिफेंड कर पाओगे आपका टीम?
बिल्कुल श्योर.
और बोलो.
बहुत बढ़िया बॉलिंग हमारी कर पाएंगे. वैभव अरोड़ा इज गुड फास्ट बॉलर.
Okay.
एंड यामुद्दीन.
Okay.
बहुत बॉलिंग टाइम हमारा बहुत अच्छा है, तो हम इसको डिफेंड कर पाएंगे आराम से.
Good luck. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Karishma. Well, you see the crowds coming. They're shading under the tree, which is good because we've had a lot of rain in the previous days, particularly yesterday, the game not finishing. We're hoping that this one's going to finish. The crowds are way up there, and the crowd have come in numbers. And Nepal Storm being the home team playing, you'd expect a good crowd to come in here. Lovely picturesque ground, Tribhuvan University Stadium. And Sri Lanka, just a reminder, Sri Lanka batting first, 148 for 8 is what the master. Let's have a look at the highlights. As they came in, the sun was bright and sunny, and right from the word goes out, due to some good bowling and rather inept batting like that, holding out. Sometimes they look so good when they're flicking the balls away behind square on the onside. They look so competent rather, and then some lazy looking shots way up in there, easily taken. As I mentioned earlier, it's been a mix of some good cricket and some rather ordinary ones. We saw some big hits over the infield for the boundaries, and as the batsmen started to look comfortable, we had something like that, slicing from the toe end of the bat. So some lusty strikes through the covers by the two, Nikhil Namdev in particular getting 26 and Karan Walia 19, who stabilized the innings in the middle part, and at least that little bit from Vaibhav in the end, 14 runs, came into good effect to take that score up to 148. Left-right combination at times worried the bowlers, but then again trying to go for shots that were not there. The shot selection left a lot to be desired, as you can see, with this steepling shots which were caught. I must say the Nepal Storm team took their catches reasonably well today, and except for a few hits right at the end, I think the fielding was quite okay. A little bit of an edge, and that one not deliberate, but some nice looking cover drives. There were a few tossed up deliveries. I couldn't understand that bowler coming in right at the end when you had Kamil Khan with a couple of overs left, and in the process you see the result right at the end of the innings. They got those very, very precious runs which have given their bowlers something to defend. So 148 8 for 8 is what they eventually ended on. Nice view, and then they know immediately that they are on the big screen here, the giant screen in one corner of the ground. Here's the huddle, and this is going to be a very crucial, the final points that are being made here by the skipper of the Sri Lankan team, because their bowlers have to really, right from the word go, be disciplined with their bowling, ensure that the batsmen are not given any freebies, and then carry on from there on. I think, as I said earlier, a total that they would not have expected to have made at one point in time, so the batters can take a bit of credit of that, and the Nepal Storm opening batsman Pawan Chandel and Ashish Bisht coming in, and coming into the commentary box. So welcome back to Justin Kemp. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yeah. I think Nepal will be very upset with letting Sri Lanka get 149. They were really on top during that whole innings, really. Got a little bit shambolic towards the end. A lot of wides and extras during the game kept Sri Lanka in the innings as well. So they made it a little bit difficult for themselves. 149 on this pitch, you know, you get a poor start, anything's possible. So I think we've got a game on our hands here, there's no doubt about that.
Absolutely, yeah. We need something like this. We need a close finish. There have been too many games that have been sort of troubled by the rain on occasions, and on occasions one team outplaying the other. We need closer finishes to attract the crowds here.
Well, I think Nepal have looked strong, haven't they? Their batting lineup was very impressive in the last game against Bangladesh. So if we're going to get a close game, I think this will be it. You know, it's as I said, 149. Probably would have wanted to get a little bit more than that, but from the position they were in when they were batting, they'd be delighted to get to that total. So Nepal are going to have to do some work here. There's no doubt about that. To get a good start, put the pressure on in the middle overs. But if they play like they played against the Bangladesh side, they should get over the line pretty easy.
Yeah, just a reminder of that game. Similar score, 148 is what Bangladesh Tigers put up in their first game against Nepal. In their game against Nepal's 150 for 3 they got in 16.4 overs, quite comfortably done. Upendra Thapa was the main man, the local boy, 51 not out of 37. Yadav chipped in with 46, so they'll be looking at these two. But the others have to step up. I mean, it's a team game, of course.
For sure, I think that's very important. There have been some standout players in this league, but we want a few more, don't we? We don't want the 3 or 4 per team. So I think it's a great opportunity for the guys that haven't performed yet to get in there. Babade is in there now. He's at 2 games, hasn't got many runs, so he'll be really hoping to get a good start here and get his team close. Nice opportunity.
You've got to grab the opportunities. Chandel has done well, 23 into his second match. He's got 23 runs. He'll try to improve on that and give the Nepal Storms a sedate. I don't think they've really got to go rushing and use those power play overs that you tend to do these days with T20 matches. I think the scores, they're manageable. So I'd rather want them to just give it a steady start and not lose early wickets.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I do think though in the modern game, the first 6 overs are very important for the batting side. They put a lot of pressure on the bowling team, and I think if the wicket's good and they feel good, they've got to have a go, and really they have good 6 overs, blow them away, get 50, 60 runs here, it's going to be game over. So it's a very important 6 overs. It really is. I think Sri Lanka will be, really hoping not to bowl too many extras because we've seen far too many.
Mohammad Nizamuddin is going to be bowling the first delivery. Probably behind that. We just saw a change at the last moment in the field. They initially had a slip and a gully, but then the captain brought the gully over to a short extra cover region. So a little bit on the defensive side, as you're saying, that if they get early wickets, it will be cat amongst the pigeons. They will feel under the cosh, under pressure. It's opened up avenues for runs here. I'll go bowling right up.
Good start, isn't it? Really nice start by Nizamuddin. He's a smallish fellow, isn't he? But he gets the ball through. He's got a nice repeatable action. He looks like he knows what he's doing. It is important that they do get wickets up front. They're not going to defend that if Nepal bat their 20 overs. So They do have to be attacking and keep the slip in there as long as possible and take their chances. Any half chance that comes along, they've got to make sure they take it.
Just deviating down the leg side. I think it could have done better with that. Just a little tentative push away at this point in time. When you are offered those half chances of scoring shots, you've got to take full toll of those.
I think Nepal do know though that they don't want to lose too many up front, as you said. You know, it's just having a look at the pitch, just having a look how it plays. Sure, in the second, third, and fourth over they'll start accelerating, but it's a good start so far by Sri Lanka. They're doing all the right things.
Oh, that was just a shade back of a length. On this track, I've seen some rear up from back of a length. There's been a bit of a surprise for us and the batters in particular.
I don't think the seamers have used it well enough, to be honest. I've seen a lot of bounce. I mean, that's also really taken off from a really good length. With the new ball, there's something there all the time. So I do think that once you get the ball in your hand here as a seamer, you know, you really got to remember there's something in there for you and attack it.
It's been good. It's been good from Nizamuddin. Just opened the face of the bat deliberately, I'll give him that, and opened the account for the Sri Lankan Lions.
I think you're right, it has been good, and I think what we've been crying out for is consistency. I think too many times we've seen bowlers bowl 2-3 good balls and then come up with a wide or a no ball. So I'm really hoping he finishes this over well, because it will be a really good start by Sri Lanka. He's done all the hard work, 5 really good deliveries, so he needs to finish off here now.
But this little advantage of having a new batsman, Pawan Chandal, is have a look at the ball before he tries to go for big shots. That's understandable. So Nizamuddin needs to just keep his cool, bowl a tight line and length. Well, edged and it's gone over. Very fortuitous. That shot went for the drive, got the edge, induced the edge, but unfortunately it's gone for 4. So after 1 over, it's 5 without loss.
कभी कभी मिल जाती है एक ऐसी जगह जहां से लौटने का मन ही ना करे। क्या है ऐसी अनोखी इंटरेस्टिंग जगह जहां सब दिल खोलकर एंजॉय कर सकते हैं? एक ऐसी जगह जहां मम्मी और पापा भी कभी बच्चे बन जाते हैं, जहां दोस्तों के साथ एड्रेनलिन वाली फीलिंग का मजा आता है, जहां फर्स्ट डेट की एक्साइटमेंट और भी बढ़ जाती है, जहां 1000 तरह की एक्टिविटीज और 1000 तरह की इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें हैं। ये है इमेजिका, बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग जगह है।
So the Nepal Storm chasing a target of 149 to win against Sri Lanka. Have a look at this last ball of the previous over.
Oh, it's criminal, it really is. You know, when you're defending 149, the simple catches, slip catches, I know none of them are easy, but he's done everything right there, the bowler, in the first over, and he's got the edge on the 6th ball, and his fielders really haven't helped him out. It was a really good over. He bowled really, really well. That should have been taken, that really should have.
Didn't seem to move enough, seemed to see it at the last moment, and then made a snatch at it. He wasn't really behind it. Bulky fella.
If you're not seeing that, because that's far away from the bat, then you're going to struggle at slip, because that's the ones you dream about, really. Guy having a slash at a wide ball, you see the ball the whole way, it's not as if it's deviated too much, so yeah, he'll be very disappointed, and so will Sri Lanka, because that would have been a great start.
Yeah, would have been, particularly the bowler. The bowler here is Nakrani from the far end. Oh, that's going to be a wide. We'll lose now.
Yeah, we've just seen far too many of this. Far too many wides in this tournament. As I said earlier in the commentary stint, it's just so important that when you get opportunities to play in tournaments like this, be on TV, you know, learn from experienced guys, that you keep on improving. I think that's the one thing that's been a little bit disturbing, is how, you know, continued amount of extras every game.
Oh, well, that's about a comeback. It's just that Yorker length ball. That's one not quite sure it's going to pitch. That's one thing about a bowler. You can bowl a bad ball, but if you're coming back and adjusting once again to the conditions. These bowlers seem to be trying to bowl within themselves. I don't think they're making that extra effort to put their shoulders in and zip the balls through.
I think we'll just get back to it after this delivery. If he clipped off his toes there, and he's timed it perfectly, so he should only pick up 2. Well played though, nice little clip off the toes. I think what's important as a bowler, you know, when you start going up in your age groups is you don't have time for looseness. And I think what we've seen a lot during this tournament is guys sort of trying to settle into their overs. It's very important, especially in this game. You know, if you start playing, you know, first-class international cricket, bowlers, you've got to be on the ball from ball one, otherwise you are going to really get punished.
And that's hit away lustily. That's a good-looking shot. Got underneath that one. Didn't seem to just go to the line, seemed to just reach for that ball, but the result is perfect. Another boundary.
Of all the teams, the Nepalese batters definitely seem the ones with the most plan, don't they? I mean, he's not rushed, he's just waited for the right delivery and he's executed it perfectly. It's a beautiful straight drive, it really is. And I think that's what impressed me the most in the last game, is they never really looked too flustered. Played a few lusty shots towards the end of the game, but the game was pretty much over. So it's good for Nepal and it's good for the cricket. It's really good for the tournament that the home team's doing well.
Oh, just playing away from his body. This is the problem. You have that perfect shot, the previous delivery, and this one, it just has to follow the ball as it angles away.
Commentator's curse, isn't it? They're telling him that he's playing beautifully and he's waiting for the delivery, and then he goes and does that. You never really win up here, don't you?
I do. It's that basic mistake of not going forward and across to the line. Oh, that's going to be close. They've gone through for a run. Did he hit the bat or the pads? They're possibly leg by. Yeah, that's what interested the bowler there. Seemed to be close, but a little high, I suspect.
I think it's probably pushed outside leg stump. That's what saved him. And Gradi's taking the ball away from the right-hander, so for him to get an LBW, it's going to have to be swinging it back in. Let's have a look. It's pretty close, but I would think the only thing that saved him is that it's pushed outside leg. As you say, you don't have the television to help us, so it's a tough call.
Yeah, the umpire thought definitely that was pitching outside. The bowler didn't, and that's for sure. 13 is what they've mustered so far into the last ball of the second over. Nepal Storm have done well so far. It's been sedate. They've grabbed the opportunity of hitting the balls away once there was a loose delivery. Nicely behind that. Good way to finish the over. After 2, it's 13 without loss. Lovely. It's the aircraft coming in to land at Tribhuvan International Stadium, same name as the ground here. Doing the other day, nice little airport. Lots of flights coming in as we watch the cricket here. From the commentators and the pavilion, and I understand it's called, there's going to be Nizamuddin, who bowled a very good first over. Unfortunate not to get a wicket. A smash past the bowler is going to find that gap and race away to the boundary. Lustily hit shot there.
Yeah, really good shot. Nizamuddin can't be too unhappy though. It was on the up. It wasn't a huge half volley that he's bowled here. It's a really good cricket shot, isn't it? He's just seen it and gone with it. It's a beautiful straight drive, but not the worst delivery. He's nicked one like that the last over, so he's just got to hold his nerve here and keep on hitting that deck nice and hard. You know, just got to trust that he'll bowl one ball in the right area and get the nick, and of course, hopefully your fielders catch it.
Down the left side, spoiled it, hasn't he? He's been so disciplined with his bowling. It's just that boundary in the previous delivery was playing on his mind. You could feel that he was trying something different.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. You see all the best players and short format players in the world, how much pressure they put on bowlers, and you know, they just don't allow guys to settle down, and it's exactly what's happened here. He's bowled a really good over, and then the first ball has been punished, and now all of a sudden he just has lost that line. So interesting to see how he comes back.
Comes back well, but the batsman does well too. He's threading the needle there, but good effort in the deep from the Sri Lankan fielder. but he will feel comfortable. I think that's good cricket all around. Decent ball, lovely looking shot, and some good fielding.
It is good cricket, you're right. It's been nice these first 3 overs, it really has. I mean, this is a really good shot. On the back foot, found the gap beautifully, timed it very well as well. So, really nice cricket by Nepal, and I think it's been a good start. It actually has been a good 3 overs so far. Very evenly matched at the moment.
Also good to see the captain Hasim Amjad coming over to the young Nizamuddin just before we bowled this delivery and just telling him, don't worry, 1 or 2 fours we're going to come along, just keep on pegging away.
Yeah, you don't play this game as a bowler if you are scared of getting hit for boundaries, because one thing in 2020 I can guarantee you are going to get hit for 4 So Nizamuddin has done well here again. He's come back, bowled another good delivery back of a length. That's where he's got to be. Try and use that little bit of up and down bounce every now and then. But it's been a really good start, and he's just got to keep settling in there.
That's going to be a wide. So rather wayward on that occasion again. Young Nizamuddin maybe feeling that little bit of pressure. But as you're saying, Justin, I don't understand why. He should be pretty happy with what he's achieved so far. What's the pressure?
I just think it's the level, isn't it? It's just these young guys have got lots to learn, and I think it's very easy to get frustrated and upset about it. But we must realise these young club players, and they're still learning their craft, so it's going to happen, unfortunately.
Go on, good comeback. So he's showing some sense and keeping his cool. That's what you need to do. And also as pace bowlers, as you know very well, they tend to get flustered very, very quickly.
Yeah, you just can't get flustered in this format. You just really can't. You've got to try and keep your cool as much as you possibly can. As I said, you are going to go for boundaries. There's no doubt about that. But don't make it easy for the batters. That's the one thing I always try to do, is just try and make it difficult. If they hit you for a boundary, let them hit you from a good ball. And that's what he's got to try and do.
First pitch it up and his hit straight to the fielder there. What a superlative catch that was. Nizamuddin deserved it. He pecked away the batsman. Even you just said it actually, that you get a wicket of a good ball, and he forced him to play that shot and paid the price.
Yeah, he needed a bit of luck because he's bowled really well. He was unlucky in the last over. It's a beautiful catch. It's one of the better ones we've seen in the game, and it's, as I said, it's been a good start, hasn't it? There's been some good cricket. Nepal Storm in a little bit of trouble, 21 for 1 after 2.5.
That is aggressive. He just squeezed it in. Very nicely played. Curry again. Holds it out the back.
एक ऐसी जगह जहां मम्मी और पापा भी कभी